I think it's not a negative for him because he's running a base motivating election, and a lot of elements of his base, labor unions, public employees and so forth, are not in favor of a lot of spending cuts and so forth. I think also he's relatively effectively played this tax the rich card, even though we all know that it's not going to solve the deficit. The 16 trillion number is scary, but when you think of it as a percentage of GDP, it's up at about 73, 75%, and the really scary number would be 85 to 90%, which is what economists tell us is the level of debt that starts to really hang on growth and make it harder for the economy to grow. We're getting dangerously close to that.
I mean, you're heading towards Greek numbers of that percentage when you're up to the 100%. That's essentially where they were.
As we heard Alice Rivlin, who is the Clinton OMB director, say earlier in the show, when you're talking about this, it isn't a theoretical issue. You look at Europe, it's a real issue, so we know it's real. And I think that it is important for the Republicans to emphasize this. It is a very real issue. They know about what's happening in Europe, and they know they're on the precipice of catastrophe. We still have a little time. But here's the number, the real number, the one that affects your ability to borrow, is your publicly held debt, meaning the debt held by China and others, as a percentage of your economy. When Obama came into office, it was 45%. It's now 73, 72. That is a huge increase in one term. The absolute amount of debt went from 6.3 trillion in a quarter of a millennium of our history to 11.2. By next year, Obama will have doubled it. That's unprecedented, unsustainable, and the Republicans have a large issue, and they ought to hit it really hard.